we going to talk about it?
Oh, we have to talk about it.
So yesterday, I worked very, very, very long hours at my job overnight, and Konnor was wildly, wildly hungover. And we decided, no, we're still going to record every Saturday. We don't care.
One of us will be brain dead, and the other one will be brain dead.
Not sponsored.
I wish.
Oh my god. Anyway, we recorded an episode. It was like an hour and a half.
It was long.
It was very long. I do not remember a single thing I said.
It was essentially an hour and a half of two people barely awake. Mm-hmm. You could hear how in pain we both were.
Yeah.
I was hungover. You were exhausted.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to die the entire time, and we were rambling.
Oh,
it went from trying to start a topic. That topic would get interrupted, not by any of us. It would just get interrupted by another thought. We would start a subject, not go anywhere with it, and then we would just go on these rambling tirades of sadness.
Yeah, about halfway through, I had a thought where I was like, I don't think that we have said anything yet.
You know what the only thing we really said was?
What?
How shitty it is that Harry Potter World is open.
I really went off about Harry Potter World.
You did.
My brain could only latch on to one single thing, and that thing was Harry Potter World being open. And I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
No, we don't have to talk about it.
It's over.
It was angry. It wasn't funny. It was like we were
just mad. And you know what else I think was the problem?
What?
I got home and we immediately started recording. So you and I didn't like talk about our days or anything or like catch up. So like we weren't talking as if we were podcasting. We were just chatting.
We weren't even though. Another thing about it was it felt really forced.
Yeah.
Because we've decided to not talk about your job really, and I don't really talk about my job because like professionalism.
Yeah.
And we just had to basically like find things to talk about, but we wanted to talk to each other about
and just
normal things.
Pretend that everything was fine. I was so tired, Konnor. I did not want to record at all, but I was like, it's our second week. Like we can't fall into this already.
Yeah.
But we didn't even get batter and crumbs yesterday.
I know.
And I've said it once. People? I'll say it 1,000 times. Those crumbs are not going to batter themselves.
I am drinking cold brew with a shot of vanilla and oat milk today.
I got an iced dirty chai, which if you don't know what that is, because I didn't know, it's a chai latte with a shot of espresso. I had an iced dirty chai with oat milk and lavender, but I finished it before we were even home.
This is a maybe less than 10-minute drive away from our apartment.
If there is a straw in a cup, I'm an animal. I can't stop.
I don't think an animal could use a straw.
I'm a monster.
You're a monster.
You're a monster.
You mean the.
I don't know why you always quote the Grinch after that, because I'm quoting Shrek.
I know, but like,
Green.
Yeah, the Grinch
is Harry Shrek.
It's like there's like ads for like men's like body trimmers and stuff, and it's like you versus the guy she's talking to or whatever. It's like the Grinch next to Shrek. Who's hotter? Because the answer is so easy.
It's the Grinch.
You're wrong.
What?
Shrek is like so much hotter. He's jacked as shit. The Grinch's body is like a teardrop. Yeah, very tiny chest, big butt in a big tummy.
Yeah, hot.
Totally fine. That's my build basically. But like Shrek, dude is built like a tank.
So you're telling me right now that if Jim Carrey's The Grinch walked up our stairs, you wouldn't fuck him?
No. You're telling me you would? It says more about you than it says about me, my dude. How horny are you?
No. We used to, in my house I used to live in at school, we just had, I'm sorry, I have to, no, I need to play with something. Sorry, I have to fiddle with something, but I need to fiddle with things that don't make noise. You shut up. We just had a game the whole 2 years I lived in that house, that was just, would you fuck blank? And it was just a constant thing. The Grinch was a hot topic. Everyone said yes. The Lorax, he was another one.
On that.
Answer is yes.
On that, Chester Cheetah. You have to think about this
I do have to think about it because I do want to say yes, but there's something about him.
You know what's going to tip you over the edge?
What?
He was on his way to DC to fight Nazis.
That is true.
Chester Cheetah, he's a badass motherfucker.
I don't know though. I don't know if I would sleep with Chester Cheetah. We also.
I don't think he'd sleep over.
Well,
that's
what's making me say no. Is I just think he's kind of shitty. I feel like he wouldn't. He wouldn't perform.
Yeah. No, it's for him. Chester Cheetah fucks for him.
Additionally, all of the Titans from Hercules?
I thought you were about to say the Titans.
No. The Titans from Hercules. There's 4 of them.
Yes.
There's Blob Boy, Rock Boy, Wind Boy, Ice Boy.
Yeah.
We also picked which out of those ones you would sleep with.
There's also the Cyclops.
Yeah, that's Blob Boy.
Oh, I thought Blob Boy was Lava Boy.
No, he is shaped like a blob, the Cyclops.
Okay.
But the only answer in that
Hades.
question. No, the Titans.
I know, fuck them all.
It's the Ice Boy. If you had to pick one, it's the Ice Boy. Tall, lanky, just how I like him.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I feel like a live action Hercules, Pete Davidson would play the ice one.
Oh, I hope so.
Did you see there was casting news about that the other day, and I immediately forgot it.
Oh, it's the 2 men were in the talks for Hercules.
Taron Egerton and Michael B. Jordan. I want that to be Michael B. Jordan.
Oh,
so bad.
So bad.
Have you watched Creed? Or Creed 2?
No.
Oh, we're watching that so you could just look at him.
Okay.
Because, 1, those are great films. Mm-hmm. I really love Creed 1 and 2. Creed 2 is phenomenal.
I know you're talking about the movie.
Yeah.
But I just really, really think you're talking about the band. Dude, and I was like, I didn't know Michael B. Jordan was in Creed.
I got made fun of the other day at work because as what I do, and I work in a studio, and I'm usually in charge of the music on set. And I mean, you do that every day, Monday through Friday. You're gonna run out of songs to put on, and I had nothing left. It was Thursday afternoon. I got nothing to tank. I couldn't think of a song to play. And when the stylist was like, "Oh, play Third Eye Blind," and I was like, "Who the fuck is that?" I know who they are before
okay.
you get. I know who they are, but I was so
you couldn't even.
And she was trying to explain to me a song, and she was like, I went, oh. So I looked up their Spotify playlist. Guess who is also in that playlist? There's some simple ones. You got Weezer.
Yeah, and, just the classic 90s alternative.
You know who else is?
Who?
Fuck. Oh no. I had it. It was part of the bit, and now I can't remember. I'll fuck your fuck. Sugar Gay.
Oh, Sugar Ray.
Yeah.
You could remember Sugar Gay, but not that the band's name was Sugar Ray. You remembered the joke, but not the.
Dude, I started.
Also, when you said "I'll fuck your fuck," I thought you were talking about that SNL skit, and I was like, I don't think he's in a band.
So and then my brain melted at work, and I started thinking about that video, but then I started thinking about the Scooby-Doo movie he's in, and I couldn't stop laughing at, yo, what's up, dog? Dog.
Oh my god, can we watch that movie sometime soon?
Oh my god, 100%. Did you know the guy who wrote and directed those movies is the Guardians of the Galaxy guy?
I think you have told me that before, yeah.
James Gunn. Yeah, he's fucking weird. He wanted them to be R-rated. Yeah, you notice it more in the second one when Velma gets sexy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The second live-action Scooby-Doo movie used to scare the absolute living shit out of me.
That's fair.
It was terrifying.
The first one's weird to look at.
The first one is a fever dream. The second one is a nightmare.
That being said, though, as a kid, dude, I wanted to go to Spooky Island
so bad. I wanted a fucking one-way ticket to Spooky Island.
Do you think Spooky Island has any COVID cases?
Spooky Island either has 0 COVID cases or they were ground zero, and there's no in between.
And that weird green well that Scrappy-Doo is like worshiping.
No, that's the vaccine. You want to know what they're putting in your body?
You get the vaccine, you turn
from Spooky Island.
You get that vaccine, you turn into this. It's like those purple monsters.
Is it in the first movie where Scrappy-Doo gets a really big head?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the COVID vaccine, and that's what happens to you.
Dude, you know what's so funny about that movie is they realized everyone's least favorite part about Scooby-Doo is Scrappy-Doo. Scrappy-Doo fucking sucks. He was always annoying. He ruined every show. So they made him the villain, and they made the whole point of the movie, the reason why he's the villain is that they kicked him out of the mystery gang because they hated him.
Yeah.
So he tried to kill all of them.
Uh-huh.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Insane. Also, there's like a whole bit in it where like the bodies start swapping, and the first thing Fred does is look at tits.
Oh my god, yeah.
So weird. And then in the second one, like something like that happens again, and like Shaggy like takes a drink or something, and he grows boobs.
Yep. What are those rated?
PG-13.
PG-13. Okay. I mean, I guess that's.
Here's the thing. You look at a PG-13 movie now versus a PG-13 movie in the early 2000s, wildly different.
Isn't, like, that fucking Noah Centineo movie PG-13?
Which one?
To all the boys I loved before?
Yeah, he's in that. He's in Sierra Burgess is the Worst, which is that's a really problematic movie. Have you ever watched that?
I have seen one movie with Noah Centineo in it, and it's To All the Boys I Loved Before.
There's like a scene in like Sierra Burgess is the Worst, I think it is. It's the girl from Stranger Things. And
I don't watch that, I'm sorry.
The whole point is she has a crush on Noah Centineo.
Okay.
And Noah Centineo thinks he's talking to someone else the entire movie. And there'll be scenes where he's on a date with the other girl who... So the whole plot... I need to explain this because it fucking blows my mind. Mm-hmm. She has a crush on him and accidentally gets his number, and he thinks he is texting this, like, the popular hot girl who turns out has kind of like a heart of gold, right? Mm-hmm. Sierra Burgess is interesting to Noah Centineo because she, like, has somewhat of a personality. And the whole point is he's talking to her over text, but he thinks he's talking to the
other girl.
Yeah. And then the other girl and him will go on dates, and Sierra Burgess will just be, like, behind them, like, a few tables, or, like, in a movie theater a few seats back. And, like, the girl he's on the date with won't, like, kiss him or whatever. But then, like, there's a scene where they're in this, like, weird parking lot, and he's got this Jeep that no high schooler could ever afford, even with a rich parent.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, well, like, this is a cute date. Like, I want to kiss you. And she, like, makes him put on a blindfold, and then Sierra Burgess kisses him instead. Yeah, like, what the fuck?
That's not, like, allowed.
No. And here's the thing. Noah Centineo, for as fucking weird as he is and stuff, in those movies, he's actually probably the best part of them.
Okay, that's fair.
Like,
I haven't really seen a lot of his work.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. To All the Boys I Loved Before is actually really cute. Yeah. It's a really cute movie.
I don't really remember it because I didn't care too much about it, but it wasn't, like
out of
bad.
All,
like it wasn't, like,
those,
painful to watch.
It wasn't like Kissing Booth.
Have you seen the second one, though?
No. Because one of my favorite commentary YouTubers hasn't come out with one yet, so I haven't seen it.
Me and a bunch of my friends at school did, like, a big group thing for Valentine's Day. I don't know why I'm saying friends. I was in a fucking sorority. Me and all my sisters did a sisterhood event for Valentine's Day. I tried to, like, beat around the bush, whatever. I don't care. And we watched we watched the second To All the Boys I Loved Before.
Oh, I didn't even know there was two.
I think that's what it was. I genuinely don't remember, but I'm pretty sure it was the second of that.
Oh. The first one pretty much wrapped up that story really well.
Yeah, it was not good.
That's fair.
Not good.
There's a few Netflix movies that are actually not that bad. I would say To the original, To All the Boys I Loved Before, is pretty cute. And then there's one, I think it's called, like, Unmatched or something. and it's like this guy. It's like a Tinder horror movie thriller, and it sounds so shitty, but like it gets really good and like really fucked up and super dark, and like the girl starts like stealing his identity slowly and like ruining his life.
Ooh.
And it's like really interesting, and it's kind of like fucking wild. It goes from like 0 to 100 like real quick. It is wild.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden, I feel like in the last year or so, Netflix has just been like knocking out like actual good movies. Like The Devil All the Time with Robert Pattinson and Tom Holland was fucking great. Roma, like won an Oscar. Like they're just knocking shit out, and I don't know. I think it's cool because like as someone who loves movies and kind of misses the theater experience, dude, I don't miss it enough to want to go back anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't really know a lot about movies. I pretty much know what you have shown me because whatever.
Yeah.
But I do know that it used to kind of be like a joke when Netflix would come out with originals, but it seems like lately, I mean, movies for one thing, but also like the series that they're coming out
really
with,
good.
they're fucking documentaries.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good.
Anyone who is listening to this, if you are into crime documentaries,
Like true crime stuff.
The newest one, Night Stalker, is really engaging. It is terrifying.
It's disgusting.
If you have like a sensitivity to gore and violence, I would not recommend that one.
Yeah.
Like it is way more intense than I thought it was going to be.
And there's 4 episodes. We've only watched 2 so far.
There's 6 actually.
I thought there was 6 with only 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We only watched 2 so far, and I engage in a lot of true crime content, and one of like the big things that I really don't like, and I know a lot of people on the internet dislike, especially with Ted Bundy, is a big one, is they really try to paint it that these serial killers are very like charming and inviting individuals, and like if you listen to reports from the women, Ted Bundy was gross.
Yeah.
Like they helped him because they felt bad for him. Like he was disgusting. Like he might have had like a pretty face sometimes, but like he was appalling.
Yeah.
They don't even pretend that this man in The Night Stalker is anything besides just
a monster.
Just the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
Like they just they really talk about over and over again how like smelly he is, and now he just has like no teeth, and like they do a good job not pretending that serial killers are admirable, because for some fucking reason there's like 2, I'm going on a bit of a tangent.
No, go fine. Go ahead.
There's like 2 groups of people who are like into true crime stuff, and there's the group of people who like find it very interesting that like, oh my God, these people existed. These people got away with so much because usually the police departments involved just didn't see a pattern or a problem in the beginning. And like, what is the psychological shit behind it? Like, what did they go through, or what were they thinking that made them think this stuff was like the thing to do? And then there's another group of people who think that serial killers are like cool, and those are the ones that comment fucking heart eye emojis under Ted Bundy content, or like those people who were doing like Ted Bundy POVs on TikTok. Like,
so weird.
There's that group of true crime people who just shouldn't exist. Night Stalker is for the first group so far, at least. Maybe it'll take a turn the last 2 episodes. I don't see it doing that.
Yeah.
But they, even in the beginning, the man who was like the like detective who was kind of like spearheaded the whole operation, said over and over again, like, I saw the connection between all these cases and they just didn't listen to me.
Yeah.
Like, we could have gotten to identifying him sooner if the people involved listened to me.
Yeah.
But they just don't care.
They also do a good part in this of being like, here are the problems with like the police force that like cause this. Like they talk about the territorial, oh, well, I want the guy. I want to bag him.
Yeah, because he was in LA, which has a bunch of different
counties.
Well, LA County, the police department is split up into different like
districts,
something.
I think that's the term.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact term. but he talks about how the like police chiefs in charge of each district, whatever they decided to call them, would like fight over crimes.
Yeah, and information.
Yeah, so this person, this Night Stalker who was all over LA County, and I think maybe some surrounding counties too, no information was being shared.
Yeah.
Because they didn't care about catching this guy who was literally like, I don't want to talk about it because it's disgusting.
It's disgusting what
his
he did.
His crimes had no age limit, gender, race, anything. He was just a literal monster.
And literally almost no consistency.
No consistency besides fucking shoe prints. Anyway.
Yeah. It was crazy. I highly recommend it if you can stomach it. If parts are too much for you, maybe like look away, maybe like turn the volume down.
Yeah.
You'll get the gist of what they're talking about. Another good documentary on that aspect is it's the Yorkshire Ripper documentary on Netflix. It's interesting because the first 2 episodes, like, it's about the police department and their failures, and then it talks about how feminism and women took back, like, and owned that case, and basically exposed how bad the police are at it. And it's an empowering documentary on how, like, no, we're not going to stop going out. We're going to live our lives, and you're not going to stop it. And it's really good. And I've never heard of the Yorkshire Ripper. Because I like true crime, but I don't really engage with it.
Yeah.
If one catches my eye, I'll be like, oh, that sounds fascinating. I'll listen to it. But usually I don't really engage in true crime. You don't
seek it out.
No, I would say more like my podcast leanings are like political podcasts, film podcasts. I like... Oh my God, sorry, I like ran out of like spit in my mouth, so it just got really, I know. Like political podcasts, I like sports podcasts, gaming podcasts, and movie stuff. And then I love just 2 friends talking to
two buds chatting.
I love 2 buds chatting on a podcast.
Yeah. I have not watched the Yorkshire Ripper documentary on Netflix. I don't know too much about it because I think the podcast that I really love, My Favorite Murder, very good true crime. It's a true crime comedy podcast, which sounds fucked up, but they just try to make it so you're able to stomach listening to that stuff for over an hour. I'm pretty sure they covered the Yorkshire Ripper a while ago, and I listened to that. But the thing you said about like feminism and that movement reminded me, they talked about one case where I forget where it was. I want to say it was in LA, but I could be wrong because I just assume that every bad thing is in LA. Because, it is usually.
It's just because there's so many people there.
There's so many people. It's huge. But there was this, I don't know if he's classified as a serial killer because I don't know what the exact terms were.
Maybe he's a sequence
killer.
But
there was this murderer, thank you, who really only went after sex workers. And a woman survived an attack from him and gave the police department the license plate number and a full description of this man.
That was in the Yorkshire Ripper documentary.
Oh, was it really?
It might be who you're talking about.
No, because it was in the States.
Okay, yeah, because that's something that literally happened in the Yorkshire
He only
case.
really targeted sex workers of color specifically.
Okay, yeah.
So a black woman went to the police department, gave a full description and license plate number, and they just disregarded it.
Yeah.
Because they didn't view her as a person, which is so fucked up.
That's what like a big part of the Yorkshire thing was, like they would try and classify women who never even did like sex work as prostitutes or women of the night, and that's why they were getting killed. And it wasn't until like a 16-year-old innocent woman was murdered that they started caring. And it's so shitty. It's so shitty, and it's so frustrating.
Maybe I like true crime so much because there's like that like ACAB fuck 12 part of me that's like, they could have stopped it. So it just fuels my anger.
That's fair. I feel like there's been a few documentaries this year I really love. I think 2 of my favorite were Bobby Kennedy for President. That documentary was super empowering and very depressing, but very like, wow, we've been here before. It's been worse before, and we got out of it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of that like, okay, we can do this kind of thing.
A little bit of like hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I loved Fear New York City and how the NYPD took down the mob. It is just fascinating. It is a breakdown of like how they went after the mob families, how they found out who they were, like early tapping techniques. Really cool. Like we said, fuck 12, fuck the NYPD. But dude, was
of all 12s to fuck.
Yeah. But man, was that interesting. That was just a very interesting documentary because it's just like these people just doing the most that they can and being like, the mobs were running New York in the 70s.
Yeah.
And like how they beat them was insane. It is weird though to see Rudy Giuliani in a documentary and like what he's turned into. And this is when he was still like just like an ex-mayor. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh no, that goblin man.
I saw a TikTok this morning and it was just someone saying like, whatever, I don't even know what they said, but it included a clip of Rudy Giuliani, that's how you pronounce his name, dressed up as a woman and Donald Trump motorboating him. And this is a real thing that exists and it happened years ago.
Are you sure that wasn't the clip of Chevy Chase doing that? Because like that's a known clip where he's in like a pink dress and a blonde wig.
Oh, was it?
That's Chevy Chase.
Are you sure?
100%.
Okay, well...
They said it was Rudy
They said it was Rudy Giuliani.
Yeah, that's not true. That's Chevy Chase.
Okay.
Like, fuck Chevy Chase, too. He's a bad dude.
Oh.
But, like, that's
oh, my God.
him.
Chevy Chase is the guy on Community, right? Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's him.
They did such a good job of making him play himself in that show.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's him in that clip.
Okay, good. I just, I saw it this morning, and I was like, I don't want this to be real, but... part of me.
I would say, like, look at those comments and see how many people are saying, hey...
Not a single person said it was Chevy Chase in the
comments.
That's
so funny.
It's TikTok.
They... Bless their soul, honestly.
Oh, my God. Sorry. I don't want to talk about it. Never mind.
What? See, I have no context for what you're even, like, ignoring.
I know, so I'm going to talk about it. It just reminded me of that guy that I hooked up with a while ago.
Yeah.
He was from Alabama.
Bama.
And he literally said to me, he was like, listen, I know you don't know anything about Southerners because you're from Pennsylvania. You grew up in the suburbs. Now you live in Philly. If anyone ever says bless your soul to you, they're telling you to go fuck yourself. And I was like, oh, wow. Why does it sound so nice, though?
Dude, Southerners are weird. I'm just going to say it. Southerners terrify the shit out of me.
Hot take. The South?
Kind of fucked.
Not that cool.
Yeah, I will say, Southern food hits.
Also, like, parts of Texas are cool. Like, the big cities seem fun to be at.
Austin and stuff.
Austin and, like, Houston,
Yeah. And
shout out Dan.
There's parts of the South that are really cool. Like, Atlanta is, like, up and growing.
Yeah.
And you have parts like that. Mm-hmm. But, like, fuck Florida. Fuck, like, North Carolina. I like Myrtle Beach, but also I haven't been there in like probably 10 years.
Is the Outer Banks in North or South Carolina? I think it's in North.
I think it's North. We'll separate that. They could stay.
Yeah. I don't know. I was there this summer.
Oh yeah.
And
but you didn't have a good experience.
Yeah, I was there with work.
Yeah. Meanwhile, like the last time I went to the Outer Banks, I was just in a beach house for a week riding bikes around the island.
No, yeah, like I think it was fun, but I wouldn't say that the people there are included in our exclusivity of like good Southerners, you know?
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little scary.
Oh, that's fair then. Okay. What else? I mean, there's parts of Virginia that are cool. Like I
think I've literally only ever driven through. Wait, no, I've been in Woodstock, Virginia.
Okay.
Because that's where national headquarters are for the sorority I was in.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. Good for you.
Yeah. But I didn't like see people. We just like stayed in a big house and then like went hiking the one morning.
One of my friends lives in, I want to say, West Virginia.
Country roads.
And his town looks so cute.
West Virginia's cute.
He works in this like really cool little coffee shop.
Is West Virginia the South?
Doesn't the South start below Virginia?
Well, I'm gonna add a little Cliff's note to that. I don't know a single fucking thing about geography, so I don't even know where West Virginia is.
I couldn't tell you where Kansas is. I know it's the Midwest, but where?
I know.
I know where Utah is.
Last year, maybe 2 years ago, I don't know, like a year ago, I was hanging out with Dan, and there was a little map in the back of my planner, and I told him that I don't know anything about geography. So we found a blank map of the United States, and he had me label as many states as I could. I think I got like 12. And that's including like PA, Texas, like
I feel like
Alaska.
if you gave me a map and you gave me a list of states, I could probably knock them out. If you didn't give me that list.
You don't know the song?
Don't.
I'm not going to sing it.
I know the song. I know of it. I couldn't sing it.
Oh, because that's why I know all the states.
I'll just always forget one or two. And it'll frustrate me to no end. But if you gave me like a list, I'd probably be able to go by quarters. I'd probably be able to fill out like the north, the deep south, the deep west, the deep northwest, the deep northeast. I'm done with that. Because I went the north, the south, the northeast.
For audio listeners, northeast was in the south in the way that he was pointing.
The southwest even is where I pointed. So
some may say the opposite of the northeast.
Yeah, some may say that. This is why I went to an art school that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. I literally I know Pennsylvania, Ohio, Illinois.
Yeah, I know those.
Oh, no. I already fucked up. It's Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois.
Yeah.
And I know that because we would drive to Indiana to visit family.
I know that because I had to drive with my brother to move him in college.
Yeah.
So, long fucking drive, a whole lot
I know
of nothing.
Tennessee is like a little rectangle with a nose.
Aren't they all little rectangles with a nose?
Maybe.
Like,
I don't know, man.
They all look the same.
There's like those 4 states.
I think that's Colorado, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico.
Sure.
That's because there's that one point where you can stand in all 4 of them. You can milli rock your way across 4 states. Body roll your way.
I like that you got quieter because you saw me roll my eyes as soon as you said milli rock. You said you can milli rock your way across 4 states.
Shameful, man. It's like you caught me doing something wrong.
Yeah. I don't know geography.
Dude,
the end.
It is insane how much better this episode is than the one we deleted.
I can't even oh my god. There's only one good thing that I will talk about again that we talked about on the episode that will never see the light of day. And that's Hamtaro for the Game Boy Advance.
Well, okay, before we go into that, we have to start from the beginning. Those are the Flash games. Mm-hmm. And I still didn't find that Twitter trend. Brain break no worky. Yeah. And I was thinking about mini clip games, and there used to be this one game where you were a yellow car and you would drive around a city and every other car would try and run into you, and
really?
None of my friends could beat it. And I remember I was so good at it.
Oh my god.
And it was one of those games where your controls are spacebar to go forward and then left and right on your keyboard.
Good.
I wanted to say controller, but I know that's not right because mouse and keyboard is for PC gaming, unless you want to play a game that has a better input system on a control pad, but that's different.
So anyway.
And I was just really good at it, and then that's when I knew I was a gamer.
That's when you came out
as a gamer. Mom and Dad, I have something to tell you. What is it, son?
I'm a gamer.
Well, why couldn't you just be gay? Come on, son, at least be cool.
I don't think I ever played that game though.
Oh, it was probably called Car Escape or something.
Yeah,
I wish I had. Games,
I know.
dude.
I wish I had my phone on me so I could start get a list of mini clip games.
Yeah.
But
mini clip had such good ones. They had the 3D style ones that were video games, and they were free until they weren't. And there was a time where they launched Mini Clip Plus, members access to all the 3D games, and then there was
like Pogo. You ever go?
I know
Pogo?
what Pogo is.
Yeah,
but it was also one of those things where it was before the App Store, so they would charge you for some games, you can only play this game for free for 10 minutes, and then it was $3.99.
Oh.
And I'd be I'm just gonna play this for 10 minutes over and over again.
Yeah.
Damn, there were some good Flash games though. GameFudge.com had a fake Mega Man game.
Oh.
And it was literally like if someone stole Mega Man, put it on the internet with like a nondescript level.
You know what?
So fun.
The best game was that I didn't even think of yesterday because my brain was non-existent.
Yeah.
Balloons Tower Defense.
Oh.
Holy shit! And they have it for the iPhone 5, I think it is. Balloons Tower Defense 5. It costs money. But when you get to like the later stages and you start having like the big ass blimps and you have like 10 super monkeys like all the way advanced to the end, your phone just doesn't move. Like nothing on the screen moves, but you can hear the noises of balloons popping. So you're just hoping that it'll pop up and say that you won at the end because you can't see shit. It's so fun.
Dude, you know it was like a phenomenal early like iPhone game? Plants vs. Zombies.
I never played it.
So good.
Yeah.
Then they made a series of games on like consoles of Plants vs. Zombies, and they were like,
it was on like the Xbox. I think.
They were like third-person shooters.
Yeah.
They were really good.
Yeah, I never. I really only played like puzzle games on my phone, and I still only really play puzzle games on my phone.
Big Sudoku girl over here.
Big Sudoku girl.
Bad bitches play Sudoku.
I have an iPad in my bedroom, and the only 2 things that I do on that iPad, 3 things. I'll scroll on Pinterest on there sometimes.
Just remind me to go back to this saying, bad bitches play Sudoku.
Okay,
yeah,
I will.
Finish.
I'll scroll on Pinterest, but the 2 main things are I play Sudoku and I play, I don't remember what it's called, but there's like numbers on the edge of a grid and you have to fill out blocks and it makes a picture.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Nanograms maybe?
Sure.
They're so fun. I love puzzle games.
Okay. I do. I like puzzle games. I like strategy games a lot.
Yes. Bad bitches play Sudoku.
Okay. So there seems to be a pattern in the girls I talk to or attempt to date or have sexual intercourse with.
Wow.
Right? And they usually have IBS, love puzzle games, and watch a lot of Twitch. It seems to be a pattern.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think you have IBS.
No.
And
I do have acid reflux disease, though. So I got tummy issues.
So bad bitches have tummy issues,
yes.
love puzzle games, and love content.
Yes.
And I think, and we've talked about this before, every girl I date or talk to has to be able to be friends with you, which means they have to also be able to talk to you about the things that you like.
Yeah.
So in my head, when I'm talking to someone and I'm like, Sarah would find them boring, it is like, they're gone. It's over. No. It's immediately over. So when they're like, yeah, like, I love Twitch, and like I watch these people. I'm like, Sarah likes Twitch. Okay, here we go. Okay, and they're like, yeah, I like sometimes my stomach get hurt after I eat, and I'm like, okay.
Sarah has tummy issues. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's 2 out of 3. And then they're like, and I just really love puzzle games. I'm like, we got a winner here. Woo! Official. We can now 3 checks. You're a bad bitch.
Bad bitch checklist.
Bad bitch checklist.
Tummy issues, puzzle games, Twitch streamers.
Yeah, but like we just compare the people we talk to a lot.
A big thing for me, when I'm on the apps, is if a man says that he's a photographer, I have to go to his Instagram. I have to form an opinion by myself first, and then I show Konnor, and I'm like, so this guy says he's a photographer, and usually Connor's like, or sometimes he's like, oh yeah, that's my friend. But that's a big one for me. If a guy is a photographer, I can't talk to them unless you already know them.
No, that's completely fair.
Because, like,
you know what would be worse? If Matt, like, because, like, I'm admittedly pretentious, but I feel like my level of pretentious has really gone down recently. Like, especially since now I work full-time in the industry.
Yeah, you haven't really been, like, engaging as much.
You know why? They're not my competition anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
you have a job.
I have a job. I win. Like,
yeah.
And that is a toxic part of the freelance culture. Like, you could have friends who are photographers in your industry, and they're kind of like, okay, well, they're in my city, and I want those clients too. And there is admittedly a part of human culture that is like competitive. It's naturally competitive. You want the job, someone else might get it.
Especially in the arts, yeah.
Yeah. So now that I'm full time in a studio, I definitely don't feel that animosity towards people that I always felt bad about feeling.
Yeah.
I never liked feeling that way.
Oh, I mean, listen, I'm a dancer. I have so many friends that are dancers that like I don't really talk to that much anymore because I danced with them in high school in my old studio, and then we all went to different colleges. We don't really talk. But there's like a part of me, yeah, that like I see them post dance content and I'm like, I know that this is good, but I don't want to like it because like we're in the same area.
Yeah.
And it's shitty.
It is.
But it's, I mean, the arts, they train you to be competitive.
Oh, yeah.
A fucking dance.
Dude, my favorite part about going to art school was critiquing so I could inflate my ego.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
we didn't really have a lot of student critique in dance.
Dude, my teachers would literally just put everyone's work on the board and just go one at a time.
I kind of would rather be critiqued by a peer than my professors, though, because they can be a little harsh.
See, my professors were soft.
Oh.
So I hated it.
We only had 2, so, you know, what are you going to do? Leave?
I had such a problem with how soft our professors were. They were great. I loved my teachers. They taught me a lot, especially, like, my fashion teacher. He was such a mentor to me, but he was too nice.
Yeah.
Photos that were either poorly exposed or, like, the project wasn't even finished, he would find excuses for it. And I get it. You don't want to, like, shut someone down. But I am under the opinion that, hey, maybe it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
You know, that's okay. You gave it a shot. Maybe it's not for you.
Mm-hmm.
And there was such a frustration where I was there. I was paying for college by myself. And someone who was getting it paid for them wasn't even putting in the work. And I had to share time with them made me upset.
Yeah.
And I think that's reasonable.
That's completely...
Which, like, I'm paying for this. I am fucking 19 paying thousands of dollars to get this professional's
and,
opinion.
like, you're doing it for fun. And we're getting the same critique back.
So it was frustrating. And this all comes back to, like, if you think my opinion on a photographer boy is, like, harsh, oh my god, Matt would literally be like, oh, he's a photographer? Don't fucking talk to him.
I haven't actually talked to a photographer since I moved here.
Yeah.
I've matched with a couple, but, like...
Yeah. One of them I really like. You know which one I
do know which one you're talking about.
I think he's a cutie.
He's a cutie.
And he is so talented.
Yeah.
He is literally one of the most talented street photographers I think I have ever encountered. He does all my film.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
I
not
love
gonna talk about it anymore, but yeah, he's a cutie. We didn't really talk either, though. We just matched and then whatever.
I just love whenever I see him and my face lights up whenever I run into him. Man.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that even if a man is a photographer and he's kind of good, there's just a part of me that's like, I don't want to engage with you though, because like, yeah,
something in my dating life that I have experienced is I try to never tell people I'm a photographer because that's not my personality.
Yeah, it's
something I'm passionate about. I love studying. I love being surrounded by photography. I know a lot about it. It's literally my career. It's not my personality.
Yeah, the only reason that me being a dancer ever really gets brought up is because I just graduated college and I just got a degree in it. So it's like, it just happened in my life. So it's usually a thing that gets talked about. But I really don't, like, I don't think any of my friends, if they had to describe me, would describe me as a dancer.
Yeah, no.
You know? Like, I love it so much, but I don't, like, it's not...
Yeah. I think... To be fair, though, if someone were to be like, oh, what does Konnor do? Oh, he's a photographer.
Yeah.
Like, because that is what I do.
Yeah.
It's what I've done for the last, like, 6 years of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because I feel like if you look at, and it's such a shitty way to judge it, if you look at, like, my Instagram, I have not really been posting anything.
Yeah.
But I haven't stopped shooting.
Yeah.
Like, I've been taking photos with my film cameras, like, all the time. I just have, like, 4 rolls ready to develop at any time.
We could do that today if you wanted to. They're closed today. It's Sunday. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're probably closed tomorrow too. Yeah.
And Tuesday and Wednesday.
Cool. I have gotten really good at just taking photography back for me.
Yeah.
I don't need someone's opinion on it. And I think that's another thing in like the freelance field, especially now, is really it's self-toxic and it's self-destructive.
Mm-hmm.
Is like, if I'm not posting stuff, people won't know I'm shooting, and then they won't book me or they won't engage in interest.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten to the point where not only is my Monday through Friday photo related and I work in a creative environment surrounded by creative people, but my network of people and my network of loved ones or anything know what I do, and they're willing to share my work with people or recommend me or hit me up and be like, hey, like, what are you doing? Do you want to go shoot some photos? And I'm usually like, you know what? Yeah,
that sounds fun.
I will say right now, it sucks because I would love to go shoot, but I really, I just don't think it's like something that I need to force right now. Like, I want to go take portraits really bad. Like, my friend Liv and I are trying to plan a shootout, but I want to make sure it's done well. I want to make sure it's safe.
It's not rushed. It's
exactly. And it's something where it's like, okay, you know what? If I take 10 photos a year that I love, it's good enough.
Yeah.
It's good enough for me.
And I think even though you aren't doing like planned shoots anymore, like you said, you always have your point and shoot on you. And like, personally for me, I love those images so much. Usually because I'm like there. Like, not in it, but like I was there. I saw you take the photo. And it's like, I think for me and probably for other people who are very close friends to you, I like seeing you put out that content so much more because, I mean, I do love the portrait work you do, by the way. I don't want to like fucking,
I understand. I got the context.
But I think for like me and other people that are close friends, like, we still look forward to seeing those little point and shoot shots because it's like, oh, like, I remember when we did that or when we were there or like all of that stuff. It's
a moment.
Yeah.
And that is something I've also, like, I'm sorry that like I kind of like took over this conversation.
No, it's fine.
But there's a time in my life, especially in college, where I will be a fashion photographer. That is what I am meant to do. That is the only thing I am meant to do. And me and Matt, like, fuck, man, we were committed to it. Driving up to New York, fucking shooting for 12 hours a day, assisting, doing whatever we could, like, and hats off to Matt. He has made this shit work. He is the hardest working person I know. He is committed to what he does, and he will never take anything less. Yeah. Whereas, for me, I was like, I'm not happy. I found out I wasn't happy chasing that high constantly. And I ended up assisting for an editorial photographer who shot very different kinds of things, and I started falling in love with that. And then I was not an event photographer, but I was an editorial photographer that covered small town things in our hometown. Yeah. And I had a lot of fun doing that. And yeah, I would have my personal shoots here and there, but I had a lot of fun shooting stuff that I would then see in print and be like, fuck, this is mine. I shot that and it's in this magazine. Like, and that was so cool. And I don't think I ever posted any of that stuff ever. And then through assisting and networking with people, I didn't need to be the person behind the camera. I just wanted to be one of the people that made it happen. And that
just want to be involved.
And that led to where I am now, in a studio position where there is so much room for growth. Oh, yeah. And I am so happy every day. Like, working on set, like, fills my heart with so much joy, and the team that I'm surrounded by. And it's been a long time coming. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You were there for a lot. Oh, yeah. If anyone knows me who is listening to this, y'all remember the bad times this year. Yes. And they were bad. And that's the thing with this industry and chasing an art. Highs and lows. Really drastic ones. Yeah. And I finally feel like where I am at is a subtle climb, which is what I've always wanted. Yeah. Not plateaued. I am just constantly like a 2% incline. Yeah. Where it's just like, this is good, and tomorrow's good, and the next day is good.
It's more of like a wooden roller coaster than like Dorney Park's Steel Force, You're going up very, very slowly at a gentle incline instead of just straight shot.
Yeah, I guess. I guess, like, when you first started that analogy, I was like, is mine more rocky and like gonna break my spine?
But wooden coasters can't go straight up, but they're still just as fun.
I think I prefer Steel Force.
Really?
than Thunderhawk. That thing would fucking break your neck. If you needed to like get a knot out of your spine, you just went on that roller coaster.
Dude, did you ever go to Dorney Park in like middle school?
Yeah.
I don't know if you were one of these people, but whenever I went in middle school, all of the guys that I went with would take their seatbelts off.
Oh, I remember that shit.
On Steel Force.
I remember that shit.
And for those of you who don't know Steel Force at Dorney Park in Wildwater Kingdom,
Allentown, Pennsylvania.
It's big.
Yeah.
It's a big boy, and it's the biggest roller coaster at the park.
Is it still?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it would. I was thinking there's Hydra, there's
Talon.
Talon.
Talon's my fucking
Talon
favorite.
is so fun.
But Steel Force is just, it's very, very high, and then you drop like basically straight down. And then there's a bunch of other
tunnel,
fucking it's fun. Oh fuck, I miss roller coasters.
Dude, I miss Hershey Park.
I've never gone when it was like open. But anyway,
it'll happen.
I would go to Steel Force. I'd go to Dorney Park.
I'd go to Steel Force.
In middle school, and the boys that I went with would take their fucking seatbelts off on the top of the mountain.
Hey ladies,
and
check this out.
If you didn't do it, they'd be like, "Oh, you're a fucking pussy! Like you're afraid." And I'd be like, "Yeah, I am afraid. It's a roller coaster.
It's a thrill ride,
like,
and I am thrilled."
I am very comfortable with the adrenaline I am getting by being safely secured in this seat.
And half the time, you still don't feel 100%.
No, because the seatbelts didn't always tighten, and like the bars wouldn't go down far enough. And when you're like, how old are you in middle school? Like 11, 12?
23.
Anyway, they wouldn't touch your legs. There would be like a few inches between my thigh and the lap bar.
Up a little bit.
So when you went over the bumps, you would like fly out of your seat. Could you imagine not wearing a seatbelt during that?
Well, dude, you gotta realize the girls will look at you and be like, he's not as strong.
And I'll be like, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
They're
dude,
stupid.
Hey, dude, you're 12. It's okay.
Hey, if any 12-year-olds are listening to this, wear your fucking seatbelt on Steel Force. It's not cool. They're never going to talk to you again.
Hey, if any 12-year-olds are listening to this, just hit pause and close the app.
No, they can keep listening. I listened to worse things when I was 12, and I'm fine. Okay, you don't have to give me that look.
I mean, that's fair too. I mean, at 12, I was watching like Rooster Teeth skits.
Yeah, we talked about this last time. Like, we engaged in some bad shit when we were young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
So, but wear your seatbelt.
Yeah, seriously though, like, you're not cool, and honestly, she's probably not that cool, or he's not that cool, like.
Or they're not that cool.
For sure.
Yeah.
100%. Whoever they are, they're not that cool. They're in middle school. Like, you are too. You're not that cool.
No one's cool. So wear your seatbelt so you don't fucking die. Could you imagine dying? Could you imagine being 12 years old?
And dying.
And you go to Steel Force. Her mom drops you guys off and your mom picks you up because, you know, you share carpool. You go to Steel Force. You go to oh my God, I keep saying it. You go to Dorney Park with your lady at the time. And you really want to impress her. And you don't win her a stuffed animal. You don't buy her a big soda or a big snack. No. That's children's shit. You take her to Steel Force. You wait in line so you're in the front car.
Yeah. Because
that's the best one, or the back sometimes. Either way, you wait in line so you're in the front car. You go and you sit with her. You get to the top of the mountain and you go, hey, watch this. And you take your seatbelt off. And then you fucking die.
You get fucking slingshotted out
of
it.
And then your mom comes to pick you guys up. And she's got to run out and be like, hey, your son died because he took his seatbelt off on a roller coaster.
That's cringe.
Don't do it. I don't know who I'm talking to because I don't know who would listen to this. And also, like, the Venn diagram of people who are listening to our podcast and people who take their seatbelts off on Steel Force, there's no overlap.
I actually have the statistics of, like, who listens to our podcast. I want you to guess the percentage of male to female.
50-50.
No.
More men?
More females.
Oh, okay, yeah, I actually kind of assumed that. Yeah. I was just...
According to our analytics, our audience is 86% female.
Hell yeah,
14%
bitches.
Male. And we don't have any non-binary or non-specified, but I don't know if Spotify allows those options.
Allows that?
Yeah.
To all of the females listening.
To all
the gender non-conforming friends listening.
Yeah.
To all the men listening. Just kidding. I love you all too.
I love the boys, but the boys are also the girls.
Yeah. And sometimes
they're whatever they want to be.
They're anyone.
Whatever they're comfortable.
You can be whatever you want to be on this podcast.
Yeah, except a racist.
Or somebody that takes their seatbelt off on Steel Force.
What's worse?
I think there's a pretty clear answer there.
There's a pretty clear answer.
However,
both?
I was gonna say, I think maybe the Venn diagram of people who are racist and people who take their seatbelt off on Steel Force, it's one circle.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. I don't want to paint all 12-year-old dummies with a brush.
But they're racist.
Yeah. They're racist.
Yeah.
All 12-year-olds who take off their seatbelt on Steel Force are racist.
I love that this has become a whole tangent we're going on.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. You made me think about middle school dates.
I didn't do those.
You know what I was in middle school for people all? The third wheel.
Oh, I got my first boyfriend in 8th grade.
No, His
name's Jack.
You know what the situation always was, and I hate this. If you do this to this day still, because I know like 20-year-olds who do this shit. If you hit up your homie to hang out, and you bring your girlfriend,
and you don't say anything,
you're like, no, dude, we're just hanging out. But then you just are with your significant other or your person that you're seeing or talking to or trying to fuck the entire night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, fuck that. Or if you want to have a boys' night and then you invite girls that you want to hook up with and you just don't talk to your boys the rest of the night. Yeah.
Not that cool, guys.
Yeah, not that cool, dude. Not that cool.
Yeah.
Your friends come first. Whoever they are, your friends come first over who you're trying to fuck. Everyone wants a nut. Everyone gets their nut.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Everyone wants
matter.
to lay that pipe.
Everyone wants a good fucking lay, right? But, bro, if you invite your friends to hang out with you, and then you're like, yo, so, like, Tiffany's coming over. She's cool, though. She's one of us. She's fine. And then you don't hear her voice the entire night. Yo, guess what? She's not cool. She's not one of us.
She's not. The answer's no.
Yeah. Or like you were like hanging out with your girls, and like they were like, oh, Brad's gonna meet us at the bar. He's great, I promise you. And
he's never great.
And he comes over, he's like, what's up? I'm Brad.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my god, isn't he great? And you're like, he hasn't looked at us the entire night.
Yeah.
He stared at your tits the whole night.
Yeah. And then asked if you guys could leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He bought your drinks all night and then made us pay for it.
He sent Venmo requests to all of us.
But he only bought your drinks.
Sorry, this also, one time I went to the bars with my friends, and a girl who I don't really talk to that much anymore, if you're at the bar,
yes,
and you're with a group of friends, and I'm sorry if you
I relate to this.
If you can hear me cracking my fingers right now, but anyway. Yeah. You're with a group of friends. Okay. There's a line to physically get a drink.
Okay.
So one person is like, hey, like if there's like 6 of us, and I'm like, hey, I don't know, get a drink. Like, do you want me to grab you something? And you tell me a drink. Would you expect that person to send you a Venmo request the next day for the drink that they got you? Let me also include that drinks are $1 at my college.
No. If they're that cheap, no. Now, for instance, there was like when I would go out in Manayunk a lot with like a group of friends.
Yeah.
Right? And just to make things easier, I would just put it on my card.
Right, on like a shared tab, and at the end of the night you split it.
Yeah.
This isn't that.
Yeah.
This is you only pay in cash because drinks are $1, and then you tip $1.
Damn, 100% tip?
Literally, yeah. I mean, if you don't at a college bar, well, never mind. I'm not going to go off on that.
Damn, you were ready to throw some heat on that too.
I was.
I saw those hands, dude.
Yeah.
You were ready to go fucking in.
But if you're just with a group of friends and you're like, hey, I'm gonna go get myself a $1 vodka cran with well liquor. Do you want me to also grab you one? And you say yes. And then that friend sends you a Venmo request for $1 the next day. It's like,
fuck you.
Dude, why?
Yeah, dude, I'll fucking walk $1 over to you before I fulfill that.
Yeah, also, like, In
You're
college,
gonna wait 1 to 3 business days to get $1.
in college, like, or you wait, you don't wait, and you get
75 cents.
It's literally like, holy shit, people. Oh my god.
Fuck off.
Yeah, but like in college, like you never Venmo people. I feel like it's just
no.
you just
You
get the next
yeah,
one.
You got
Yeah.
me. You got me.
Yeah.
I do wanna. This reminds me of like one of the last times like I like really went out. I think it was like last fall, and I went out with a group of like I would say like 6 or 7 people. We went to Manioc. We went to Ryan's Pub. If you know Ryan's Pub, I love Ryan's Pub. It sucks and it's great. And there was this girl, and I knew her from Instagram because she's just like one of those people who, like popped up and you're like, fuck, you're very pretty.
Follow.
Yeah, you're very pretty. I will not bother you by liking every single one of your things, but you showed up on my discovery. You're pretty. I don't mind that being on my feed every now and again. And then you also find out they're kind of cool too and into good music. And you're like, okay, fuck, this is maybe DM slide 7 years from now when I have any confidence. And then we were at the bar, and I'm with all my girlfriends, and she's there. And dude, my jaw dropped. Like she like I'm gonna gush over this because I still haven't gotten over it. She was so pretty. This was like one of the most beautiful human beings I have ever seen. I've shown you her before.
Yeah, I think I've heard this story before too.
And it was like when I first started getting some money, it was when I was at my old job, so I had regular income, and we were celebrating that night. And I remember all my girlfriends were like, oh my God, go talk to her. I was like, no. You know what I'm going to do instead? We're all going to be at this bar, and I'm going to order shots. And I did that.
Yeah.
Man, oh my God, are shots expensive in this city?
Yeah.
When you do not specify bottom shelf liquor, they'll go, okay, mid to high then. And my dumbass trying to be like, yeah, I'm hot shit right now, right?
Was it tequila shots too?
Yeah.
Was it Patron?
I don't know.
Was it? Okay, never mind. I'm not.
I don't know. I don't know a lot of tequila brands.
Okay.
And for 6 people to get shots, I want you to guess how much that tab was.
$80.
Go up.
$90.
Go up.
$100.
Go up.
How much was it?
$125.
I can't do math, but that seems like way too much money per shot.
Yeah. And I tipped them too.
Well, good.
Yeah. And this was all just for her to not even notice that. And like I think back on it, and I was so silly. Like I could have just walked up to her and been like,
"You could have just bought her a drink."
I know. I spent $125 to cuck myself. Plus tip. I can't forget a tip on a cuck. Like.
Oh my God! One time at school, this is not relating to that too much, but one time at school, once again, drinks were $1 at Indiana bars, so I would bring a 10 with me, and that would be my fucking night.
Oh my God!
And that was it. And
Jealous.
like, then if you wanted more, you could always use your card, but like whatever.
Yeah.
I went up. I got myself 2 vodka waters with lemon, so $2. Actually, sorry, this night I had a 20 on me because I just got back from babysitting and I had cash. I had a 20 with me. I didn't want to break it. I got 2 vodka waters with lemon. I handed her the 20 and then I walked away because I forgot that I needed change. So this sweet woman working at the Coney in Indiana, Pennsylvania got an $18 tip on 2 Crown, what is it? Crown
Royal.
Is that no, I think Crown Royal is the dark liquor.
Yeah, what are you talking
Crown Roos, which is shitty vodka.
Ugh.
2 vodka waters with lemon. No ice, room temperature. And this woman got an $18 tip on it. And you know what? I'm happy for her. Good for her. Not happy for me, though. But that was, it's in the past.
It's in the past. I think that's a good place to end it. Like, I think our 2 weird bar stories are a good place to end it. And Man, do we miss them.
Can I say one more thing?
Oh, by all means.
The thing I really miss about Indiana bars that you didn't even get to experience when you came to visit is fucking Boomies. Boomerangs Bar and Grill, I think maybe it was called. I don't fucking know. I've never eaten food there. That sounds disgusting. I
love bar food.
Boomies was a wonderful, magical place. I would rather go there than Harry Potter World any day. And you could get a bucket for $2, and if it was tequila, it was $3, but it's fine because you're still getting a bucket of tequila sunrise for $3. And Indiana, PA, in the past couple months has closed Boomies. And
I could go down a list of places I'm so sad are closed.
Will never recover. I don't even live there anymore, and I'm so upset. I love Boomies so much. I think about it every day.
Damn. Pour one out,
pour one
for
out
Boomies.
For Boomies. Oh.
All right. Well, one, I gotta say, much better of an episode. 100%. I feel way better about this one.
I'm so glad that you deleted that episode too, because
it will never, ever, ever be discussed.
We also literally, like, we said things that had to get so cut out because we just shared, like,
too much
like, personal information.
We were not okay. We should not have recorded that episode.
No, we shouldn't have.
The only thing I want to include... Oh, fuck. I just, like, karate chopped my mic.
Yeah.
The one thing I want to include is just, like, thank you guys for who listened and reached out to us. It, like... Throughout the week, it like literally just filled my heart with so much joy.
So happy.
Because like I was so nervous to start this.
Oh yeah.
And the fact that like our friends have been so supportive and awesome, and our first episode almost has like 100 views.
Yeah, that's
like,
so fun.
That's a good start.
Yeah.
Imagine us talking to a room of 100 people.
No.
Yeah. Like insane. So like thank you guys so much, and for everyone who reached out, just thank you. I'm Konnor. You can find me on Instagram or Twitter with @Konnor with a K. That's KONNORWITHAKAY. Literally, Konnor with a K.
Wow. I'm Sarah. You can only find me on Instagram, and it's just Sarah Jobes, SARAJOBES.
All right, cool. And on that, guys, thank you so much.
Wait.
Oh?
And we have a TikTok
for
the
that's
podcast.
Right. We actually recorded video for this one, so.
Ayo! That was us pointing at the camera.
Yeah.
The TikTok is just strictly Platonic Pod.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's it.
And when I figure out the login to the YouTube.
We'll also have a YouTube and an Instagram, but for now.
I'm locked out of those.
We fucked up.
We is a strong word.
Konnor fucked up. Yeah. But I didn't want to be mean to him because I was mean to him about it yesterday, so.
Yeah, we'll explain on a later episode how that all happened. But for now, thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.